I love the classic Adepta Sororitas painting scheme. The black armor, regal. The gold trim, divine. The red robes, it's giving goth battle nun. But let's be honest, guys. I wouldn't be me if I didn't stare at all that glorious ecclesiastical dignity and think, what if? What if a battle sister born in Sunlior and destined for terror took a detour to Night City? She left in search for holy light and found neon instead. Binary and bad decisions, baby. And that's what we're gonna do today. We are going to paint a battle nun, but we're gonna make it cyberpunk. And without further ado, let's get cooking. I started by priming the model in black and covering it fully in beautiful deep purple using my Harder and Steenbeck airbrush. Wait, hold on, airbrush? Don't worry, I know a lot of you guys don't have an airbrush and that's no problem at all. I promise I got you. Throughout the video, I use different techniques to create a cool color blending effect to showcase that you don't need an expensive airbrush. As you guys know, I'm a beginner painter as well and I want my videos to be as inclusive as possible for everybody. When you are just starting out with miniature painting, you can use a sponge or a makeup sponge to create really cool transition effects. So if you want to recreate this look, stay tuned for the part with the sponge. Next, I added a dark blue color as a zenithal highlight, so basically spraying it from the top to the bottom. But for the true cyberpunk look, we need a fiery and vibrant magenta. I love this color so much! I added the magenta to the bottom of the miniature and tried to make it look like there's a glowing source from the bottom right part of the miniature. And this is the result. If you look closely, there's a shift from different angles that gives the impression that there is a light source at the bottom right corner. That was actually so fun to make already. And we're heading off to the details. For all the emblems and details, I used an icy blue because it creates a huge contrast to the deep purple, blue and magenta, but it's still working within the cyberpunk color range. Alright, here we are! We added an even more light and icy blue to the mix as highlights, and now we are using the exact same magenta to highlight the parts of the armor, base and weapon, even more at the spots that would be hit by the light source the most. Next off, the beautiful sword. I based the sword in white and added a light yellow to it. I really like the color of the official Cyberpunk 2077 thumbnail and I tried to imitate the yellow from this picture. To make it pop and darken the recesses, I used an orange wash and added this to the sword. Now comes the part that I found rather difficult or hard to do: glazing the colors. This is basically a technique to blend different colors by thinning down parts and going over the same part over and over again to create a transition. It was really fun to do, and even if it's not perfect the first time, don't get demotivated and cherish the experience and journey of it all. We're also here to learn, and that includes fucking it up from time to time. So I used a light orange from the bottom to about 80% of the sword, the same orange again from the bottom to like 50% of the sword, and a magenta for the bottom, let's say 20% of the sword, or maybe 10, I don't know. Just measure with the heart. You're gonna be fine. And yay, we created a cool color transition and the sword looks fiery and cyberpunky. I love it. Next, I painted the cloak in the same color as we did for the highlights. By the way, this is easier when the mini is still unassembled, but you know, I like to see the whole mini while painting. I think it's just personal preference, I guess, and it really depends on the model, so just do what's best for you. After applying highlights to the cloak in an icy blue-white, we are off to paint the wings. And guys, if you don't have an airbrush, this part is for you. I painted the body of the wings in the same deep, rich purple like the Adepta. I hit the wings with a white and yellow as we've seen before, and now comes the spongy part. I just dabbed the deep dark blue from before onto the wings with an absolutely unnecessarily oversized heart-shaped pink sponge, which made this a lot harder than it should have been, but you know, it me. The same with the magenta. I just dabbed it on from below to create this underglow we already achieved on the Adepta body. You can add as much magenta as you like and you see fit. I now try to create the same glaze as on the sword. I kind of like that the transition is a tad more harsh over here. I don't know, I just feel it gives the miniature character. Let's just say it gives the miniature character. Finally, I assembled the wings to the body and look at her. Ah, slay queen! Love our Cyberpunk Gemini Superior so far. Alright, the body is done and she is serving full techno holiness. But we can't have her just floating around like some neon ghost of vengeance. She needs a base. It's time to bring her down to Night City ground level. First things first, I grabbed this cute base and added one of my favorite basing bits. Just plain cheap wire. I tried to create a circuit shape but failed so badly that I just randomly slapped it all over the place, glued it down, and now it's time for the paint, I guess. I airbrushed white and added all the vibrant colors we've used before for the base. Of course, we need a light source for our magenta glowing effect, so I added some pink crystals I had lying around, painted them magenta and placed them in an angle that would make relative sense for the paint job, I guess. After painting the wire white, I added the fluorescent magenta to make it pop even more. Finishing everything off with a nice clean black rim, and the base was done. So I posted this paint job before on Insta and I got a very legit comment by a member of the community. Maybe if you painted the head of the Cyberpunk one, is it still a work in progress? And I was like, it's not a work in progress. I was so unsure about the face, but I decided against painting it, but maybe I should. Like, I mean, that was like super legit. I wasn't really sure because I hadn't done a lot of OSL before. This is the reason why I decided on painting the face for this YouTube video to finalize the look of the Cyberpunk Adepta Sororitas. And I think it's been a good decision, so thank you so much, guys. No failures, only happy little accidents. And by the way, guys, if you were looking for the whole color recipe, including all the informations on what kind of paints I use, you can go to my Patreon, link in the description below. And the best part is it's completely for free. We like free stuff. And you know what time it is now. Let's see how this Gemini Cyberpunk turned out. And if you liked the video, consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. And without further ado, without any more yapping, it's time for the heretical highlight, baby. Let's go.